Caraxes versus Syrax, the bloodworm versus the golden goddess. While the riders might be having a steamy, incestuous love affair, these two dragons are going to be up in the air, duking it out. And who's going to win in that fight? Let's get into it. But before we get into it, make sure you go subscribed. Only about 20% of y'all are subscribed, so make sure you go change that. Hit the subscribe button. It would help us out a ton, and plus you get to see amazing videos like this one every single day. And if you already are subscribed, amazing. Thank you so much. We love you. Now let's get it. So let's start out talking about the bloodworm, Caraxes. He's the dragon that's ridden by Prince Daemon Targaryen. But that wasn't actually his first rider. His first rider was Aemon Targaryen, the Prince of the Dragonstone. And Caraxes was one of the fiercest dragons of the younger generation, earning the nickname the Bloodworm because of his blood-red scales. Caraxes was also no stranger to combat. He fought in the Fourth Dornish War, when Caraxes, alongside two other dragons, descended upon the Dornish fleet and destroyed it all. Burned it all to smithereens. Didn't even suffer one loss. That's pretty impressive. He also went on to go to Tarth, where there was an invasion of Myrish pirates. And while Caraxes was great and fierce and burned up a whole lot of dudes with his fire, he also lost his rider in that fight. Aemon Targaryen died after being hit with a crossbow, and so Caraxes was riderless until Daemon Targaryen claimed him. He wasn't the strongest, he wasn't the biggest, he wasn't the fastest dragon out there, but what he was the fiercest. He was fierce, he was fearsome, he was experienced. That's what he was. And all that combined into him being able to take down great dragons like Vhagar in the past. Vhagar was the dragon ridden by Queen Visenya Targaryen herself, the largest female dragon who ever lived, the second largest dragon the Targaryens had ever bred. She was almost as big as Balerion. She could boil knights alive in their armor. She burned 4,000 men alongside Balerion. Her roar could even shake the very foundations of cities. And yet Caraxes beat her. In the battle above the God's Eye at Harrenhal, Vhagar and Caraxes fought. They fought, and they fought, and they fought, and near the end of the fight, both dragons fell into the God's Eye River. Vhagar buried her claws into Caraxes' chest, ripped his wings apart. But it was actually Caraxes who got the killing hit. He closed his jaws around Vhagar's massive throat and tore that thing out completely. Vhagar died instantly. Obviously, she didn't have a throat, but Caraxes had to pull himself up out of the river and died in front of the gates of Harrenhal, having accomplished something that no one thought was possible. He killed a dragon second only to Balerion in terms of size and power. On the other hand, Syrax is a younger dragon. She's more the baby of the group, and rhaenyra Targaryen was her first rider. She grew up to be huge and formidable, and rhaenyra flew her all the time. She even participated in capturing King's Landing. But here's the thing, all that kinda changed. After they sieged King's Landing, Syrax was kept within the walls of the Red Keep in the stables. She was bound up with heavy chains so she couldn't fly away. Although she did have plenty of room to move and lounge around. She hadn't hunted for years, although she got plenty big and fat, and really just kind of lived a life of luxury. Wasn't forced to become battle-hardened, didn't gain that valuable war experience. And so when the dragon pit was stormed, well, she didn't really know what to do. She could have just flown up into the air and burned up everyone for flames from way up high. You know, act like a dragon. But instead, she got down on the ground and tried to get dirty, killing dozens of people with her teeth and her claws. While there are several different stories about what exactly happened to Syrax in that fight, one thing's for clear. She didn't make it. She was killed. And so, what's more impressive? A war-hardened dragon that's known as the fiercest dragon ever and killed one of the biggest dragons ever. Or a dragon who spent most of her life chained up in the stables and died in a riot. Yeah, I think that's really no contest there. Caraxes wins.